Good afternoon, YouTube. How are you this afternoon? I am not happy, and neither is Taywin. It is about 11 o'clock Central Time, and we are in Dallas, Texas, at the Freightliner on I-20 in Bonneview. Yesterday afternoon, on our way down, the truck started having problems. Remember some videos from the past where I kept having problems with the DPF system and the exhaust filters and stuff. We started having that problem yesterday. Again, we were cruising along empty, and the check engine light came on, and the truck derated to 33% of its regular power level. And then, dropped 33%. And then it went away after a while, came back again, went away after a while, came back again. Finally, we gave up and we stopped. We did fine when we loaded yesterday, but when we got to, just before we got to Atoka, we did it again last night. So we parked the truck overnight, and I tried to regen it, and they wouldn't do it. And this morning we got going, and everything seemed to be fine. So we stopped in Anna, Texas on 75, and took a shower and a little break, and then started heading on. And we got into close to Dallas, and it started doing it again. And it derated twice, and then finally went down to 33% of capacity. We couldn't even get over 30 miles an hour on the interstate. I called it in, and again, because I talked to him yesterday, and that's why we're here. We barely got here. It just won't fix. We're not sure what the problem is, and we're waiting for them to pull it in to get it looked at. I'm not happy because this is the third time this has happened that it's been worked on because of this problem, and Taywin's not happy because I'm a bit snappish because frankly I'm pissed off. This is something that shouldn't be happening, and Maverick's looked at this thing several times, and now it's here, and hopefully they'll get this thing fixed. My understanding, I'm not the only person that's had this problem, but frankly at the moment it's kind of straining my relations with my student because I'm so been out of shape over the problem. But unfortunately, as I've said before, I'm kind of a hothead, and I get short-tempered when stuff is not going the way it's supposed to go or stupid shit's happening. So I'm not really sure how long we're going to be here. Just a few minutes ago, while I was sitting in the smoking area, they pulled the truck in the shop, so hopefully they can do their 2-hour quick assessment and figure out what the problem is and get it fixed quick, because we, as it stands, we won't make it to Laredo tonight if we don't leave within the next 2 hours. And even then, that might be tight. So we'll have to deliver tomorrow. Not exactly something I was looking forward to, because that screws up my miles. Yeah, I'm going to get breakdown pay for this, but breakdown pay is nothing like working and getting money for driving. So we'll see. I will let y'all know once we figure out exactly what's going to happen. Good evening, YouTube. How are you this evening? We are a little bit better. At least I am. I know Taywin seems to be. It is 8:30 Central Time, and we are at the Pilot on I-10 in San Antonio, Texas. We were at Freightliner till roughly 3 o'clock. They pull it in there, like I said, and they worked on it. Took them about an hour and 15 minutes to figure out what was wrong with it. Then they had to get the part and fix it. It ended up being the one of the exhaust temperature sensors was going bad. It was reading like 335 degrees when the primer, one of the other sensors was only reading 190 or something like that. So they pulled it out and then took it on God knows how long, about a 20-mile test drive to see if that fixed it. And apparently it did. And we got back in the truck, hooked it back up to the trailer, and headed on down here. It was just kind of a sucky day. We got as far as Temple, And then once we got to Temple, we ended up sitting in traffic for about an hour. Some flatbedder had rolled his truck in town and ended up losing his load. There's a picture of it on the KXXV news website. And the picture showed how the tractor was sitting up strapped, but the trailer was tilted and had 2 outside coils have fallen off. It looked like he only had like 4 chains on it. At least that's what it looked like from perspective. And not really sure how it happened. He probably took the curve leading up to where he wrecked way too fast, and of course it wasn't secured right, so off it came. Then Austin was really backed up, so we ended up taking the 130 toll all the way to I-10, and we got here with about 15 or 20 minutes left on our 14, and that's it. So, but we got here and call it night. We'll get out of here around 6:30 in the morning and get down to Laredo about 9:30, 10 o'clock. We don't really have an appointment. It's an open window, and we were supposed to be there at 9, but 10 o'clock will be good. They almost pulled the load off. As a matter of fact, they did send a driver who was on his way to get the load from us when we got our truck back. So we were happy about that. I think he was probably happy too, because he was more or less kind of a local driver at the Home Depot and there in Grand Prairie, and I know that he didn't want to go all the way down to Laredo for the night and have to get something to come back to get to Dallas. So that's it. It's just a really crappy day for all intents and purposes, between the breakdown and the stress of the load, and I guess tempers being kind of frayed between the two of us because of a bunch of different things, but everything's good now, at least it seems like. So that's it for today. Just a day. So until we talk tomorrow after we unload, keep the shiny side up. 73s. Good night.